Hey, I'm Steve, the founder of Wilderness Collective, and I am so glad you're here. We literally would not exist without adventurous customers like you. So this short video is gonna help set you up to have one of the best weekends of your life. So listen up, there's a lot of good information. Some of it will keep you alive. First, I wanna talk about how we move as a group. So your lead guide is always out front, so you never wanna pass them. That's rule number one. Next, our media staff is going to be floating around in the pack, and they'll sometimes run ahead of the lead guide to set up shots. So don't leave until your lead guide directs you to. The chase truck will always be bringing up the rear unless your lead guide tells you otherwise. So they're at the back of the pack no matter what. Let's talk about navigation. So we have a flagging system to ensure that no one gets lost, and here's how it works. First thing that's gonna happen, at a fork in the road or an intersection, your lead guide will stop and wait for the next person to pull up. If that person is you, the lead guide will give you this 3-flash hand signal. To confirm your responsibility as the flag, give that 3-flash hand signal back to the lead guide. He's not gonna leave till he sees that. Next, get off or out of your machine and direct every single rider in the direction the lead guide went, like this. You can use your machine to block off the wrong way even. We need you to stay put until a wilderness crew member relieves you with that same 3-flash signal. Do not leave, even if you've been waiting for more than 30 minutes. There could be a mechanical issue further back on the trail. We need you to stay put. Another note, we only flag the turns. So if you don't see someone marking an intersection, keep going straight. Any terrain flagging will be verbally communicated by your lead guide. So that means bumpy roads, ruts in the road, they'll call that out. Your lead guide will review the flagging system with you daily or hourly if you forget everything I just said. Please feel free to stop at any point during the ride to adjust your gear, have a snack, get some water, though keep in mind your lead guide will do several full regroups each day. If you're wondering what time lunch is or any other schedule questions, our staff are expertly trained to be honest and vague. So they'll probably respond with something like, "It depends when we get there." If you think you might be lost or off track, stay put. We will find you. Each machine is equipped with a GPS and SOS tracking device. It's already turned on and in tracking mode, so you don't need to do anything. But keep in mind, GPS requires an open view of the sky, so please don't move them. So here's what we're gonna do at gas stations in the UTVs. We want you to pull up in a single file line behind your lead guide. He's gonna direct you if we're running 1 pump or 2 pumps. You will pull up to the pump when it's your turn, then turn off your machine. Please stay in your machine and wait until our staff refills you. To the parking area and head to the gas station for snacks and drinks on our tab. So here's some driving principles for you. Number 1, ride your own ride. What we mean is ride within your comfort and experience level. This is the number 1 way to keep yourself from touring the local medical facilities. We're riding on roads, so road rules apply. Follow all signs, follow all speed limits. Always expect two-way traffic. Avoid crossing over the line. If you can't see over a hill, slow down. In any residential area, slow down to 10 miles an hour or when you see any other people or vehicles on the trail. If you have to stop for any reason, pull as far to the side of the trail or road as you can. There's someone coming up right behind you. You gotta keep that in mind. Tread lightly. This simply means stay on the trails and don't cut corners. All right, so here's some UTV driving techniques. The number 1 cause of damage and serious injury is overconfidence. You're gonna run out of talent way before the machine will. So to avoid this, first, do your braking before you're cornering. Coast through the apex of the turn and accelerate as you exit. If you slam on the brakes in the middle of the turn, you will roll your machine. Second, no donuts. It doesn't work, you're gonna roll. Keep an eye out for off-camber turns. Those require even slower speeds. That's the turn that's sloping down. Remember that as the trip progresses, your confidence is gonna start increasing and your exhaustion is gonna start increasing. And those two don't play well together. Another concept is control speed. This means you should adjust your speed to the terrain. If it's wide open, you can maintain a fast control speed. If it's technical, narrow, windy, you have to use a slower control speed. If you avoid these techniques and roll, keep your hands and arms inside. Two-wheel drive is going to be used for the majority of the trip, but if we ever need four-wheel drive, it's going to be when climbing on a rocky or slippery terrain, and your lead guide is going to tell you that you need four-wheel drive. You'll burn out the CV joints on the machine if you ride the entire trip in four-wheel drive. Again, always expect two-way traffic and avoid crossing over the line, especially coming around corners and going over hills. Let's talk about injuries and getting hurt. The worst topic, but it's reality. Here's our medical evacuation protocol. So for a minor injury, we will handle it trailside by our first aid trained crew with our onboard EMT level medical kit. For a major injury, the chase truck is going to evacuate you at the end of the day to the nearest medical facility. Any transport after that is your financial responsibility. For a life-threatening injury, so life or limb, we are going to trigger a helicopter evacuation on site, which is your financial responsibility. If you're unconscious, we're going to make the decision on your behalf. To trigger a heli evac, you want to press and hold the SOS button on your tracker for 5 seconds to activate or cancel. Let's talk a bit about camp vibes. All right, so general safety at camp. We take fire restrictions very seriously. Your lead guide will inform you on what restrictions or bans are active on your trip. We expect you to follow the rules. Another tip, alcohol does not come out until the riding is done and we're at camp. We will have to stop your trip immediately if you don't follow this rule. Leave no trace. Remember that we're guests in these public lands. We want to leave it better than we found it. So a couple things that'll help here. We pack out all of the trash on the chase truck. We're going to bury any human waste at least 1 foot deep with our world famous shovel. And this includes our provided biodegradable toilet paper and wipes. You can set up your tent wherever you would like, but remember, the closer you are to the fire in the kitchen, the longer you'll be awake at night, the earlier you're going to have to wake up in the morning. And if you snore, be kind to everybody. Set up far away. Be sure to look up before you set up your tent and avoid camping near dead trees that could fall. We've seen this happen before, so you want to look up and make sure the trees are alive. Leave what you find out here. Please don't take any souvenirs or lucky rocks home. And lastly, we want to respect all wildlife. After all, we are in their home. One last reminder, keep your wallet on you for the whole trip. You're going to need your driver's license, and you'll also want some form of payment if you want to pick up any souvenirs at any of the gas stations along the way. So one final thought for you. Everybody take a deep breath. Here's the thing. You're never going to get another couple of days like this. So I really want you to slow down and settle into this moment. You're never going to be here again with these same people in this location doing the same thing, especially without your phone. Every single detail of this trip we've thought about really carefully to help slow you down, to keep you present and in the moment. So lean into that, right? The best thing you can do is be here, be present. Your guide is going to take you through some fun wilderness traditions every night around the campfire. Things are going to go right, things are going to go wrong. It's an adventure. I cannot wait to hear how your trip goes. So I'll see you on the other side, but I'm going to pass it off to your lead guide right now, which will be awkward if it's me leading the trip, but they will answer any questions you've got and we'll go over final departure information with you.